Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for The 33, which stars Antonio Banderas, Rodrigo Santoro, Juliette Bionocchi, James Brolin, Lou Diamond Phillips, Mario Casas, Jacob Vargas, Juan Pablo Raba, Oscar Nunez, Tenoche Huerta, Marco Trevino, Adriana Barrasso, Kate Del Castillo, Cote de Pablo, and Elizabeth de Razo. So yeah, before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those that have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch, this movie and haven't already, stop the video. Please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never gave you a fair warning. As usual, I did. So yeah, sorry, got confused there for a second. So yeah, as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, the 33, it's based off the true life events, the true life story, I guess you could say, of a gold mine or of a mine collapse that happened back in Chile, back in 2011, 2012. These 33 miners were trapped underground for about 69 days. It's basically a survival story of them, how they survived, what the people in Chile, I believe, yes, yeah, how the people in Chile reacted and their families reacted, and how the world reacted, but more specifically their survival. And yeah, now going into this film, the one major issue which turned out to be true is the fact that you have 33 miners plus a whole family, and I knew that they're not gonna focus on all 33 miners. They're probably not even gonna name all 33 miners. Um, okay, and yeah, and that's true. We only really pay attention to about 10 of the miners. Um, I mean, we get a name for every single miner towards the end when they show the faces of every single miner. Um, so yeah, but we really only ever focus on about 10 or 11 of them. So yeah, and that was my major concern that turned out to be true. Couple that with the fact that we have the families of every single miner, more or less, they're forming their own community right outside the mine where the explosion happened or the collapse happened. And I knew this was going to be a really packed movie, character wise. And as I just said, and I guess it made sense to some extent that they wouldn't focus on every single character or person. So yeah, but overall, it's actually a really well made movie. Looking at off the trailers when I first saw it, I didn't really know what to make out of it. I thought this could go either way. This could be good. This could be bad, and it turned out to be actually a really good, heartwarming story. So yeah, the acting for the most part is pretty good. It's kind of like a novella, a Spanish novella. So yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like that at times. And in that, I was always thinking at the back of my mind, they should have just made this in Spanish. They should have made this as a foreign film, have everybody talk in Spanish because everybody in the cast is Spanish. They're straight up Spanish. They're either from Spain or Mexico. There's someone from South America. Um, so I was always thinking they should have just made this in Spanish, have like a not dub it, not dub it, but you have like subtitles in English, and that's how they should have done it. I think would have been the best way, in my opinion. And I think that's how I would have liked it. I think this is one of those movies where it would have benefited had it been in another language. So yeah, despite that, it's still a really well written movie. It's really well written. Heartwarming because you do have how you do have the start during some points you do have like some of the miners kind of starting to get at each other's necks, and it makes sense, being trapped underground for 69 days. You'd expect these miners to want to kill each other after a few days, and kill each other they will, or they want to. They never get to that extent, but they do want to. So yeah, I mean, after a while they kind of do want to. um so yeah, that was pretty cool. Also, the something really interesting, which I didn't really know about, even looking at this in the news when it first happened. Something really interesting was the community above, right next to the mine, led by the families of the miners who were underground. I thought that was interesting, to be honest. I thought that was really interesting. An aspect that we normally don't get to see from some of these survival stories in general. We never see how the family reacts. We see maybe a quick one or two quick scenes with the family, and that's it. Here we do get a considerable amount of time with the families of the miners, or some of the families of the miners, and yeah, I mean you do care for the characters. So yeah, I mean overall you want them at the end to survive. You know they're gonna survive because this is based on a true story, but you want them to survive. That's how it is. You want them to survive. Um, so yeah, and interestingly enough, after I've watched the movie, I did do research on the event, and it's a pretty interesting. It's really interesting. And they said this at the end of the movie. The miners were never paid for their work or whatever, because the company they for was just really shitty. They sued, and they never and nothing ever came out of it. So I feel really bad for them. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure with the movie license plus the book license, because this movie is based off of the book, which is based off the event. Um, I think they're doing great, money wise, financially. So yeah, overall pretty good. I just feel like this would have benefited better had it been in Spanish. But overall, it's a really good movie. It's really heartwarming. It's pretty good, well acted, well written for the most part. It does drag at times. I will say that it does drag. It becomes a bit monotonous at times, and it is a bit of a slow starter. But at the end, it's a really good film. Um, would I recommend it? Sure, I guess I would recommend it. I mean, it's not one I'd say you'd have to go out of your way to see, but if you want to see something new, something that's based off a true story, um, I think this would be a good watch, pretty good watch. Um, yeah, I just think that this movie would have benefited a lot more had it been in Spanish. I think that's the best way they could have done this. Do this in Spanish and then have subtitles in English. Um, and yeah, because I think it makes sense also. Like logically, it would make the most sense because the actual event happened in Chile, which is in South America. Like the whole cast is of Spanish descent or whatever, or just from Spain or Mexico, Chile, Colombia, whatever. They're from Southern American countries, Southern and Central American countries. So I think it would have made more sense for them to have done this in Spanish and have like English subtitles in the bottom. I think I would have enjoyed the film a bit more had it been in Spanish, in my opinion. So yeah, still a good film, nevertheless. And yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's actually a pretty good film, really good film. Definitely do check it out if you haven't already. Again, I wouldn't say you have to go out of your way to go check it out, but if you want to watch something new, that's a true story, why not give this one a chance? And yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.